Hi, I'm Lance Henriksen. You're watching Bryan Lomax Movie Talk.
Hello there and welcome to Bryan Lomax Movie Talk. I'm going to be talking about Dead Man Walking today. A really great film, one of my favourites, and it has a staggering performance, two performances actually, that really blow my mind, from both Susan Sarandon, who picked up an Academy Award in 1996 for her performance here as Sister Helen Prejean, who the real life character of which wrote the book on which this film is based, but also a performance by Sean Penn, who was also nominated for an Academy Award for leading actor. He didn't go on to pick up that award, which for me is quite criminal. I think he should have got it. But yeah, all around the performances in this film are fantastic, and it's all about, as I say, these real life experiences by this nun who went into this prison and essentially counselled this guy who was on death row, played here by Sean Penn. Now this man was guilty of murder, of rape, so not a guy that most people would want to sympathise with. Just a quick warning before we continue: if you haven't seen this film, I will be giving spoilers, so please, if you're looking to check this out, then maybe you might want to check this review out after you've seen it. It was quite a groundbreaking movie, this, in that it took a look at the prison system, at the death row system. It shone a light on the ways in which it is used by politicians to gain political means. So yeah, it's a very politically charged movie. Tim Robbins, who wrote the screenplay for this and also directed it, is known for his liberal views. Now, I don't like to use the word liberal. It's often tossed around as a label to, I don't know, to bring someone down, or to mock someone in some way, or to make out that their opinion isn't really valid. I don't want to really get into all those arguments, but suffice to say, Tim Robbins is known in Hollywood as a liberal, and he is very much against the death penalty, and this film is in some way some way to address that. That being said, this film has a lot of compassion to all sides. It takes a look at the victims of the families, the two people that were both murdered, the woman and the man, the young man. It looks at both of their families and really goes some way to identifying with them, to understanding why these people would want to see this man killed, would want to see him be punished. And this film isn't against punishment, which is, again, it's one of the themes of this film is crime and punishment, and what kind of punishment we dole out to people. Does it fit the crime? Do we have the right to take the life of a man who has taken a life? Does that make it any better? But beyond that, the film is also about faith and love and guilt and redemption, and Robbins does a fantastic job of exploring all of these themes and more, and the actors as well, as I say, bring in absolutely brilliant performances, really bring these characters alive and make you empathise with them in ways that perhaps you wouldn't otherwise if it weren't for these performances. And the script by Robbins, as I say, really gives these actors some meat to chew on. The dialogue feels very natural, feels almost improvised in a way. Robbins has said himself in the past that when it comes to his directing and his acting, he kind of gets by, but when it comes to his writing, he's very anal about it. He's very particular because he likes to write for actors, and that really shows in this screenplay. The script never hammers home one particular side of the story. It's always willing to explore each side, each person's opinion, each person's experiences, and as a result, by the end of it, you feel like you've gotten a full picture of all the issues at hand. If you look at the documentary films by Nick Broomfield about Eileen Wuornos, the serial killer who was executed, they are very much a one-sided view of the death penalty. They're definitely against the death penalty, and they're quite critical of those who are for it. With this film, I don't really get that sense. I do get the sense that Robbins is liberal leanings are against the death penalty, but he never judges those who are for it. You never feel like the families of the victims are being judged in any way. You get the feeling that Robbins understands where they're coming from, and tries to position us in such a way that we understand where they're coming from, despite the fact that we can still come to the realization that maybe this form of punishment isn't the best route to take. I really love the character of Prejean, played here by Susan Sarandon. I love her take on this character. Obviously, it's a Christian character, and often in Hollywood, Christian characters are either portrayed as cultist wackos or proper goody-goody two-shoes that are kind of made fun of for that reason, you kind of Ned Flanders types. But this feels like a very real character with genuine insecurities, things that she's not too sure about, worries. She goes into this situation a little bit blind. She's not maybe she's a little naive. She's not really clued up on it. She's never done it before, and as a result of that, she brings herself under a lot of attack. She gets herself into situations that maybe she doesn't handle in the best way. For example, she doesn't go to visit the families of the victims before seeing this guy in prison, and she doesn't even, it doesn't even occur to her that might be the wrong way to go until obviously she meets these people. And the way Sarandon handles that is just spot on. Again, perfect acting. There's a reason she got the Academy Award. Along with a sense of compassion, she brings a real dignity towards this role. And she never at any time kind of wavers from the path she feels she's been called on, which is to get this man to repent, which is to get this man to acknowledge his sins, something that he really doesn't want to do right up until the end. The final moments of Penn's character here are handled really, really well. That again is down to the performances by Penn and Sarandon, but also the writing and the direction by Robbins. He juxtaposes this death scene that is happening in front of us, where we're sympathising with this guy, where we really don't want it to happen, with images of him committing his crime that got him there, an act that is absolutely despicable, something that we could hate him for. This film also has a lot of great music in it. It's kind of got like a Southern American vibe to it, so you got a lot of Johnny Cash. You've obviously got the Bruce Springsteen song that was in it that was nominated. So a great soundtrack. Also fantastic cinematography from Roger Deakins, who is one of my favourite cinematographers. Does a brilliant job here. Doesn't quite have as many blacks in the cinematography that I'm used to seeing him play with. Roger Deakins he works a lot with blacks, really dark colours. There's a lot more light, I feel, in this film to what I'm used to seeing him work with. But he, again, does a fantastic job. So all those elements really go towards making this film something really special for me. It isn't loud, it's not full of explosions or like that. If you're looking for an action-driven film, you're not going to find that here. It's a very talky film. It is literally all scenes, just people sat in rooms talking, but all the drama comes out of that. This also has a very early performance by Jack Black as well, who gives quite a bit of dramatic performance to it. Not really here for the comedy angle, which we've kind of become accustomed to seeing him do. So that's also another thing that you might want to watch this film for if you're a fan of Jack Black. But all those elements, the writing, the direction, cinematography, performances, the music, just add up to something which for me is a really, really special film, and I give it a 10 out of 10. So if you've seen this film, please comment below and let me know what you thought about it, and tell me this: what is your favourite film that is directed by an actor? Until next time, thanks for watching. Why is it always films I really care about that I find so hard to nail?